from LayerZero Labs. Please welcome Riva Tez. I believe Riva's coming. Hi. Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Riva. I currently run comms at LayerZero Labs, but I've also been investing in the crypto space for about a decade. And I have a pretty edgy talk for today. It is the bull case for crypto, which I would hope most people already subscribe to, but I feel that it's always good to be reminded sometimes. So instead of this being like a list of kind of comms tools for people in crypto, it's a petition for more boldness and to be more proud of the industry and kind of what we're building. Okay. So I made this meme. Every crypto company faces the same problem, which is how much do you focus on the old world and how much do you focus on the new world? The old world in this case is what I'm referring to as TradFi, and the new world is DeFi, or crypto more generally. And in every business development team, including our own, there's the same internal battle, right? Which is that how much do we have to appeal to this old world? And I want to make the case that we need to stop apologizing. So why is that? Crypto is meant to be a solution to this. This is a total debt of the US government. It's bigger than the US GDP right now, and it grows by about $1 trillion every 100 days. And what is TradFi doing? They're not trying to solve it. They're doing shit like this. The professional managerial class is just trying to put lipstick on a pig. They're not trying to fix anything. And what happens? People lose their livelihoods, nation states go bankrupt, people's lives are ruined. We are the good guys. And crypto forgets this way too much. What is crypto here to build? We're here to build fair rails, transparent rules, immutable code, and reduce corruption. Now, nothing is corruption-free. Corruption is a spectrum, right? Like, TradFi is extremely corrupt. There's still corruption in crypto like there is in every industry. But the point about having transparent rules and immutable code is that people can see what they're signing up for, which is not the case in TradFi. And that is the end goal of crypto, is to create a fair and just economy for all people. I don't want to call out Coinbase, because actually I think Coinbase has been amazing, but I did want to call out this tweet because I didn't like it, and it was an example of crypto apologizing. So here's Coinbase making the claim that a way to maybe petition more for crypto to be more successful in broader markets is to refer to themselves as on-chain as opposed to crypto. Now, the reason why this is both true and fallible is that, of course, on-chain isn't a contentious term because nobody's used it. If Elizabeth Warren started saying terrorists were sending money across on-chain, then the same problem would happen that would happen to crypto. Crypto is cool, and we should defend it. We shouldn't apologize. We should be proud of our industry and what we do. We shouldn't have to change the name for it. I'm also going to make a more contrarian case, which is I think meme coins are great. Anybody can sign in and figure out, they can join meme coins, they can get out. The US dollar is a meme coin that you can't escape. Every meme coin on a Solana or on Debt Screener, you can go in and you can go out. And for us to apologize even about meme coins, I think is wrong. It's performance art of crypto and it's true financial freedom. Okay, second point. People in crypto, just generally as an industry, keep wanting TradFi as validation, right? Like, we need TradFi to adopt us. We need TradFi to validate us and everything that we're doing. And $1.8 trillion has gone through DEXs so far. So it's a lot of money going through crypto, and the cryptocurrency market is about $2.69 trillion. It's not a dinky industry anymore. It's not 2016. People who've been around for a long time, we probably needed TradFi's. We thought we needed TradFi's validation much more in the past, in previous cycles. And projected compound annual growth rate is like astrology for industries, but still, DeFi's rate is so much higher than anything else. To not be bullish on DeFi is such a miss, and crypto people should be really realizing how much we've already won. It's not a win that a small innovation team and a dying institution ran a blockchain thought experiment with you once. And that's kind of a call to every BD department who does these kind of proof of concepts with banks, right? It's like, we've got JP Morgan, we've got these banks to, do an idea with us. They're never going to implement it. They don't have the same goals as we do. If they wanted to build fair and just economic systems for all, they would have already built it. Here is Ethereum's Enterprise Alliance. Obviously, I'm a big ETH bull, so I'm not dissing Ethereum, but if you go on the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and look at how much enterprises adopted Ethereum, probably one of the best use cases of crypto, smart contracts, very few people have. And if Ethereum struggles to convince TradFi, then maybe your DeFi protocol might too. But what about the ETF? As the kind of current hot news. It's rare of me to quote an SEC commissioner, especially one for being based, but I would say that this is a based statement from an SEC commissioner. This is Caroline Crenshaw, and she says, what did she say? Let me read it here. Wasn't Bitcoin supposed to solve this? If the technology is so revolutionary, why do so many of its uses seem to revolve around recreating the existing financial system, except with less regulation, more opacity, fewer investor protections, and more risks? I would make the case that the ETF is bullish for short-term price, which is why we all get behind it, but extremely bearish for our principles. I don't care if lots of people need to get an ETF to get access to it. Anybody can go onto the internet and buy crypto. That's the whole point. The whole point of crypto is that it's open for everyone. Anybody can join in. Anybody can get involved with crypto. The fact that we're celebrating an ETF, again, good for our short-term prices, but bearish for our principles. Why is so much energy being expended on linking it to the existing financial system? SEC commissioner being more based than most people in crypto, I would say. What do I mean by this? I don't mean that we're not close to mass adoption. In the case like 50 million Americans using crypto is great. My point is that we keep thinking that every cycle we think to ourselves we're 6 months away from institutions adopting crypto. It's not a technology onboarding issue. It's not like we're going to the banks and just have to convince them about the technology. They don't share our goals. Their goals aren't an open and fair, just economic system for all. Otherwise, they would have been trying to build it. I don't really understand how bad these institutions need to get before we just stop paying lip service to them. For voters to be on the side of banks is ridiculous. Here's Gary Gensler being a goon, and to the right is a picture from 1933 recession of protesters who believed in banks. Next point is that the faith in the state is naive. I say this because there's a lot of hubbub right now in crypto that we're getting things pushed through Congress, and the Senate is looking at us as well. Americans are growing apathetic. 1/3 of Americans didn't vote in 2020. It's not because of COVID. Most rightly admit that they just realize it doesn't have anything to do with how the country is run. And here's an example of that. Can you tell from this graph which one was a Democrat president, what happened on a Democrat president and what happened on a Republican president? There's no difference. Federal spending continuously goes up. The only choice we actually have is, do you want things to be further centralized, or do you want them to be decentralized? There is no left-right in fiscal policy anymore. And other industries are taking note. So here's Andre Karpathy, wizard of AI, after the OpenAI debacle, making the claim that he's been thinking a lot about centralization and decentralization. And here's Elon Musk saying the same. And I bring this up because people in AI are naive, I think. People in crypto have felt the pain points of the regulatory environment for the last 10, 15 years. And AI is starting to feel it. They're starting to realize that governance is a really hard problem to solve. And AI and crypto hasn't solved it, but they take this question very seriously. And Noose, by the way, is an open source company building LLMs, so I want to give them a shout out. Another core principle of crypto that I think people don't think about enough is immutability, right? The idea, like, how much can you upgrade things? How much change can you allow in a system? And immutability is a really important aspect, because if you look at smart contracts, most of the hacks, most of the bridge hacks have come from code that's been upgradable. You can change the parameters of what's happening and things break under breaking changes. But it's also the same for political constitutions. Look at all the amendments we've had to the US government. What started as a limited republic with a strong constitution of the founding fathers doesn't look like that anything anymore, because it wasn't immutable. People could keep making changes to these amendments to our rights. And it's a degradation of what was the original founding of the United States. It's also the same for corporate governance. Think about OpenAI, all these companies, like you might end up with people running the company that you admire when you're working there, but you can't guarantee that the same leaders are going to be running the company 10, 15, 20 years from now. And that's one of the solutions crypto has created, is that we can make immutability possible by technology. So here's an example of the degradation when you have immutability. There's JP Morgan's great library in New York, and here's JP Morgan now. And here's the Federalist Papers, a beautiful treatise of political philosophy, and here's John Fetterman. So here's the degradation you have of US politics over time. With crypto, you can bake in mutability and keep principles in the long run. You don't have to trust people. You don't have to wait for the good guys to come. You bake in and you make it open for everybody to see what your principles are, and you give them optionality to join in or leave. That is the beauty of crypto. It's something that nobody in TradFi can offer. The end game of crypto is radical optionality, and I think that's something that crypto also fails to communicate. We're not trying to build a world which is saying, like, we know better. We want to give everybody the tools to be able to enter and exit whatever system that they want. You want to be a communist? I want to give you the tools to go create that little environment and have a little city-state and try it out. The point is to have people to be able to enter and exit, to have optionality, and that's politically, socially, financially. It's about freedom to experiment with anything that you have, and that is the end goal of crypto, and people fail to keep communicating that. It's not that we have a specific vision, we want to empower other people to build their own visions. And how do we do that? We have to stop recreating the rails of the past. So here's jump trading, here's other names that have been a bit more questionable in the past. We pay a lot of lip service into crypto from people who have worked with a lot less integrity than we should set a bar for. We can't just recreate the rails of the past with our new technology. So I make the case that crypto and tech needs to be bolder. The people will come, hopefully out of choice, but they might get pushed to as more banks fall. But more importantly, capital flows to where it is respected. Crypto respects capital. We allow it to have the freedom to move around. We respect people to move their own money. We respect them to be sovereign with their assets. And capital flows to where it is respected, and it is only respected in crypto. We were meant to destroy the bankers, not join them. Going to end on this Chris Dixon tweet from the other day, which I really liked. It's a quote from Buckminster Fuller. "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." That is the end goal of crypto. It's a revolution, not to just recreate the same institutions. Thank you.